What is up, fellow Astroneers? Ducky Obrien here, and welcome to episode 7 of my Astroneer playthrough. So today I'm going to be setting up the atmospheric condenser, and we're going to go for RTGs, but we're not going to get that far yet. So again, I apologize for the unedited episode. Again, until after New Year's, I'm going to be pretty hectic. Still working on my podcast. Got to deal with Christmas. Spending time with family and all of that, so hopefully you guys will not mind this. It'll be only temporary, and hopefully we'll get back to a more sane schedule. I am losing sleep here, but yeah, let's get into it. So last time we kind of finished up building our scrap production line here, converting soil into scrap, and we're gonna give a few cycles of that. Give it a go, get a little bit of scrap going. And then we're gonna build ourselves a condenser. So, actually, why not let's build a condenser first. We need plastic. If you check here. We need iron, glass, and plastic. So, we have iron here. We have glass here. And plastic requires carbon and... what was it again? Compound resin? Perfect. Scrap this as well. Just scrap everything you don't need. Build some silos. Actually, wait. I think they're built from the small printer. Yeah. All right, we got our plastic. So the three gases we're gonna go for are helium, argon, and nitrogen. Nitrogen, thankfully, we can get on Silva, but we do need helium and argon. Argon we can get from Glacio. So if you check your Astropedia, your handy-dandy guide to exploring the galaxy, you can see which planets have which gas. So Visenya has it. Glacio has it. I'm assuming this is the highest concentration. I got double check with the wiki. And there you go, helium on Atrox. Alright. Gonna need sulfur as well, but that is not that important right now. That's weird. I thought I printed that. I think I'm slowly losing my mind right now. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I'm a little bit flustered. I got so many things to do, not enough time. It's mostly my movie podcast and whatnot, but it's fun. Even though it's a lot of stress, it's a lot of fun. I'm a little behind on episodes because of scheduling conflicts. One of my buddies he went MIA, so we can't do the podcast until he shows back up. What can you do? What can you do? Not much. Alright, well that's going. Do we have a platform I can use? I guess I'll just build another large platform B for now. We're gonna go for extra large platform C's, which requires steel, which uses argon. And then we are going to need helium for the RTGs. So let's get some. You know what? I shouldn't use all of the titanium because you do need it for titanium alloy. I'll leave that for now. Build one silo so that I can collect nitrogen and hydrogen. Oops. To grab this. Again, we'll rearrange our base later. It's not really important right now, just need something functional. I can't wait to get the jetpack. Okay. There you have it. This has used quite a bit of power, but get the nitrogen going there, and then let us set up a facility on whatchamacallit, Glacio. So I just need to make plastic. Keep that going. I think I'll bring back some copper and build some solar cells and windmills, wind turbines. Okay, let's see. We need iron, glass, and plastic. If I recall correctly. Perfect. Alright. I got myself the necessary materials. Let's go to Glacio and build ourselves a atmospheric condenser there. Also brings a silo. I believe I have extra titanium there as well. We shall see. Okay, once I have the production line up and running, I will not need to go leave the planet for anything other than collecting gas. Okay. When this thing pops off in space like that, I wonder if it's still floating around in space or if it's gone. Bit curious. Alright, I don't remember if I placed a beacon on my base. Hopefully I did. It's been a while. By the way, I think the community has collected a total of at least 36 million points so far, which is a lot. It's quite a bit. It's pretty hype. You're gonna get the top hat unlocked soon, and then a lot of donations going to Extra Life. Devs are generously donating up to 20,000. Fantastic seeing people give back to the community. It's not like a small amount of money either that could be spent on a lot of different things. This reminds me of the Office episode. They want new chairs or a new copier. It's good times. Alright. Take that off. Gonna bring this scrap back. Scrap is highly valuable. Let's not waste it. Okay, let's see. Where's my medium printer at? I know I have one, otherwise I wouldn't be able to make these things. Yep, there it is. Okay, and then we need to make a large platform B. You know what? You always need materials, so let's leave it here. There's no reason for me to bring this back. All these silos. I should take them back. It's actually kind of hard to keep the power going in Glacio because it's very infrequent, the sunlight and the wind. So if you want, it's a lot easier if you bring back the research to Silva and research it there, because it's always sunny and it's always windy. Ooh, we got gifts here. Oh, I forgot I didn't do this on my new save file. I did it in my original save file. I think I did 5,000 points so far, which isn't a lot compared to some people, but I did my duty. I can save the titanium then. I can just use one of these salads. So slow sometimes. It's like watching paint dry. A little antsy right now. By the way, I watched Rise of Skywalker. I'm not gonna spoil anything because people might want to watch it for themselves, but if you would like a review, please let me know. I'm gonna cover it in my 12 Days of Star Wars podcast, but I was thinking of making an actual review video because there's a lot that I want to say about the franchise, the series. I rewatched Last Jedi recently, and it's a better movie than I gave it credit for. I'm not saying this to be contrarian or anything. If you actually watch the movie and break down the character development and all of that, there's a lot going there that the other episodes don't have, to be honest. I think the movie is marred though by its poor attempts at comedy. There's a lot of jokes that fall flat. And then the entire casino arc needs to be removed from the movie. It was pointless. Some of the dialogue and the acting is very poor. I'm thinking mostly about Rose, where honestly her character was wasted. It's just that everyone's so stupid. It's kind of very strange in that if you think about Poe's character in Force Awakens, the way he's displayed, the way he's portrayed is that he's a very good guy. He's a really good pilot, and he's very loyal to the rebellion, to a fault. So then when you hit Last Jedi, it's kind of weird to see him acting as a hothead where he doesn't really care about anything that's going on, and he's more concerned about shooting things and blowing them up, which was not consistent with his character. But the truth is, at least he has character then. It's kind of a character that you don't like, but it's more memorable than what you saw in Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker, which is like a generic guy. But yeah, like I really liked. I'm just gonna talk about The Last Jedi for a little bit. Hope you guys don't mind, but I really liked how they fleshed out the story of Luke. Like, I know most people don't like it, but I think it's kind of interesting to see Luke's character, where he made a Jedi camp. You know, he thinks he can do it. He's got it all, and he fails. He fails miserably. In a moment of weakness, he tries to kill Kylo, and then Kylo turns to the dark side because of that. And I would understand why you would want to go into hiding at that point. I think I would cut out the blue milk scene. That was like unnecessary. Like the fishing scene, there's a scene where he goes on like a stick, a really long stick, goes to the cliffside, and then he lifts it up, and it's a gigantic sphere, and then he spears a fish with that. And I was like, this doesn't really build character or like develop anything. It's like these odd cinematic choices where it kind of ruins the character. So I understand the hate for Last Jedi, but honestly, there's a lot of good in it. A lot of good going forward. It's just marred by these like weird decisions to, I don't know. It's like adding things that are unnecessary, completely unnecessary. Like the casino arc, it was completely unnecessary. I didn't understand why it was there, to be honest. TBH. I mean, it's just a little bit I wanted to talk about there. If you rewatch it, and honestly, just ignore the humor and delete the casino arc, and like remove the blue milk scene, I think it's actually a pretty good movie. If you look at the characters, the development, just because it doesn't fit your idea of the character doesn't make it a bad movie. It's just, I don't know. The Force Awakens and Rise of Skywalker was so bland. There was like nothing there for me. I couldn't really see any character development. It was just too safe. Like none of the... anything that happened really didn't have a meaning. There's no meaning to it. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but... yeah, it was kind of odd. It was very odd to me. Alright, we're just gonna go look for some resources while we wait for the Argon to finish. Mainly I'm gonna look for graphite and titanium. Well, some iron if I can find it. I can go on and on about The Last Jedi. I recently watched all the Star Wars movies back to back, so I can kind of gain an actual perspective on these movies and not just thinking back about memories or whatnot. Because, you know, I actually hated The Last Jedi when I watched it. When I first watched it, I was like, you know what, this is kind of an okay movie. And then the more I thought about it, the more I realized that it was really bad, and it started making me angry. To the point where I was getting angry over the movie. And then when I watched it back again recently, I was like, you know what, there's some good parts to it. It's just that the bad parts are so bad that it kind of... You kind of can't see the good in it, because all you see is the bad. So a little bit of a nerd rant there. There's some graphite there, let's go grab it. My base is roughly northwest. Gotta make a little ramp down. I forgot I don't have my jetpack anymore, so I can't really just, you know, jump off, which I was gonna do that. It would have been really awkward to be like, whoa, why am I dead? Oh, that's right, I don't have my jetpack. Also, I don't understand where people are saying the prequels are better than the new trilogy. That makes absolute zero sense. If you rewatch the prequels, you'll see how bad they are. I'm not saying they're not enjoyable or there's some merit to them. It's just that there's just basic aspects of cinema, like movie making, that it doesn't really follow, and it's pretty poor movie. It's mostly the dialogue, to be honest. It's so unnatural, so wooden and stiff. It's not like people talking to each other. It's like robots trying to be human. You don't believe me? Go back and rewatch the prequels. I guarantee it. You'll see that it's actually... they're poorly made. So I noticed that the prequels retcon a few things. Look at my notebook real quick. Sorry, just thinking about Star Wars a lot recently because I had to cover all these movies. So many movies. 12 movies. I have my notes somewhere. I can't find it. Oh, that's right. Leia remembered her mother. Her mother was alive for a little bit when she was young. So in the prequels, Padme dies, giving birth to the twins. The big sad, the memes. She died because she lost her will to live. But yeah, Pam. We don't know if she was Padme at the time, but according to the original trilogy, Leia was able to see her mother for a short amount of time. It's in Return of the Jedi. Yeah, little inconsistencies like that where, you know, official canon isn't perfect. None of the films are. In fact, Return of the Jedi is a lot worse than I remember it to be if you rewatch it. You know, that might make some people sad to hear it, but it's true. Ewoks eat people, by the way. I don't know if people recognize this, but Ewoks eat people. This is canon. Chewie eats people now. That's also canon, thanks to Solo. My goodness. They all eat people. Collect the seeds. I am gonna need a lot of iron, but honestly, it's just a shortcut. Once I get my production line up and running, it won't be necessary. And here I'm just farming mats while I wait for the Argon to be finished so I can bring that back to base. Sorry for the Star Wars rant there. Also, people don't realize it, but Star Wars is kind of goofy. You know, it's not meant to be taken so seriously. Alright. I love Star Wars, by the way. I'm not gonna... I don't think like hating on the new stuff is gonna make it better. Or like get what you want. I think offering valid criticism is important. But like just hating on something it doesn't really help at all. Yeah, I just want to talk about that Rise of Skywalker. I think it showed more problems than Last Jedi, to be honest. People are saying it's better, but they need to stop and kind of think about what's actually happening in the movie, because these newer ones, basically what their new formula is, distract the audience with a lot of action, a lot of shiny things on screen. So it's like if you just look at that, then you won't really think about the story or the character development arcs that they have, or the lack of, because it's too much action on the screen. It doesn't let it breathe, because it knows it's not that good, so it kind of makes you focus your attention elsewhere, which is not a sign of a good film. If it's confident in what it has, then it won't be afraid to show it. I'll let the story and characters breathe. If you rewatch the original trilogy, that's why I appreciate it, where there are these long scenes of just people talking. I love it. I love it. Looks like I am out of power, but that is fine. I will just take whatever Argon I have there, and we shall go. Okay. really need a lot. Okay, looks pretty good. I have just the right amount of backpack space. It was meant to be. Okay, well, this will just keep going on and off until it either finishes or doesn't, so we can just leave this. We shall return to Silva with our Argon. We can make steel now. Next step is to get helium. We have returned. I don't think the gas auto loads into the smelting furnace, but let's just be safe. If you put gas in there, it will explode. Oh, Argon is safe though. It will not react, so let's smelt that. Let's put the titanium back. Yeah, we need to build more power here. It's fine for now. You know what? Before I call it an end, why don't I just do that? Let's get some copper. And simply click on the blue holograms to load the scrap if you have it there. Oh, I did too much. That was not necessary, but that's okay. I just need 4. And then we'll build medium wind turbines as well. Glass and copper. Alright, we need quartz. Okay, you know what? We can stop that because we don't need much more than that. Okay. Perfect. Alright, I think I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna have medium wind turbines and solar cells up, so my power production will be more stable. Silva is pretty generous with the power, so it won't be a problem. And then we'll be on our way to making extra large platform Cs, making a proper production line for soil conversion, and then we'll be making RTGs because we're gonna have to collect helium. So we're gonna have to set up power and an atmospheric condenser on Atrox, and I think we'll be good after that. The only other gas we probably need is sulfur, and we can get that pretty easily. So there you have it, folks. Again, apologize. I try to keep this episode short. Ended up being 30 minutes. Sorry for not editing it down as well. Hopefully things will return to more normalcy. I don't know what I'm even saying right now. It'll be more normal after New Year's, but there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for dropping by and watching. If you have any questions, comments, or things you'd like to see, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, Merry Christmas, Crazy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Festivus for the rest of us. And as always, catch you guys next time.